Hey YouTube, I'm Laura, and this is going to be another one of our standing Pilates sequences to work on our legs, especially our upper thighs. This is going to be what I like to call a single leg sequence, meaning we're going to work on one side and then work on the other side. So it's a little bit more challenging for your balance. You have to stabilize yourself while you're isolating one leg, and then same thing on the other side. So we get double work. The standing leg is doing work, and then the leg that we're moving is getting really good work. So we'll start out with actually warming up both legs at the same time. We're going to come into our little ballet stance with the feet turned out, heels together. We'll lift up onto the toes and then lower down, nice and slow. Hugging the inner thighs together, and you can add the arms if you want. Come up and lower down. Make sure that as the arms come up, you're not sticking the rib cage out. Keep those lower rib cage, or those lower ribs tucked in so that your rib cage doesn't stick out. Now with our next one, we'll come up onto the toes. We're going to bend the knees, open the knees out to the sides. Straighten yourself up, lift up onto the toes. Lower the heels. We're going to lift, bend, come back up, lower down. Try to control the movement. Open nice and low, lift up, and lower the heels. If you want, you can keep your arms out in front like you're hugging a big beach ball. Help you a little bit with your balance. A couple more like that. Moving slow, keeping a deep breath. Focusing on trying to wrap the muscles around the thigh. Now we're going to come up. Open the knees, lower down into your squat and hold. Take the arms out wide. Keep the abs in. Make sure that the lower belly or the lower back is okay by engaging the lower belly. Reach the tailbone down toward the floor. Lower a little more. Lift back up and drop the heels. Hug the legs together. Take the arms back out. Now this time, feet are going to come a little bit wider. We're going to lift up onto the toes, bend the knees, hold for a breath, lift back up, lower the legs. Up onto the toes, bend the knees, reach the arms out, keep the chest lifted. Use your deep breath to get you through that hard part. Come back up, drop the heels. All right, now this time, we're going to try and come all the way down into our squat, depending on how your knees feel. If this bothers your knees, stay higher. Make sure, especially in the front of the knees, that you're not having any pain in the knee joint. Take the arms out, lift up onto the toes, bend nice and low. See if you can come all the way down. Lift up 2 inches, hold. Up 2 more inches, full breath. Up. Keep those heels up nice and high. Up a little higher. All the way up. Drop the heels. One more time like that. Up on the toes, arms up. Tuck the bottom of the rib cage in. Bend 2 inches. Come down a few more. A little lower, and all the way down. Back up. Keep the heels high, a little higher. Up. Full deep breath. Straighten all the way up onto the toes, and release. Okay, now we're going to go into our single leg sequence, working on one side and then the other side. We'll start out in our nice stance with our toes turned out to the sides, bringing hands onto the hips, roll the shoulders back, draw the belly in. We're going to start out with a little slide for the foot. So slide the toes to the front, pull it back in. Once the leg comes back in, hug the inner thighs together. So we'll go front. And you'll notice I don't have my mat underneath me and I have socks on. so that I can slide my foot pretty easily on the wood floor. Okay, now I'm going out to the side. Slide the toe out, draw it in, pull the heels together. Out nice and long, point the toe, draw the heel in. Pull, and hug the legs together. One more out to the side, come into the middle. Now turn to the side so you can see we're going to go to the back. Slide your toe back, pull the heels together. Make sure that you don't tilt your body forward as the leg comes back. Try to stay up nice and tall so it's just extending at the hip. And draw it back together. Extend, reach out through the toes, pull the legs back together. And then we'll go over to the other side. The left leg, point the toe out, draw the heels together. As we're working on that left leg, make sure that the standing leg is nice and strong. You're pressing the sole of the foot down into the floor. And while we do this, keeping the hips even. Take two more to the front. And then we're going to go out to the side, draw it in. Out to the side, draw it in. Every single time the heels come together, feel the inner thighs zip up. Okay, let's do one more out to the side, and then we go to the back. I'm going to slide the toe back, draw the heels together. Slide the toe back, draw the heels together. And one more to the back. Draw the legs together. And we're going to start to do a little sweep. We're going to bring the right toes to the front, circle it out to the back, circle it around, draw the leg together. Left side out front, half circle around, make sure that you come all the way back with the leg, circle it to the front, and draw the heels in. So alternating back and forth a few times like that. And one more each side. Back to the middle. Now we're going to go a little bit higher with the legs. We're going to sweep it to the front, give a little lift, lower and down, out to the side, a little lift, in, and then back, a little lift, and together. Okay, other side, front, lift, heels together, side, lift, heels together, back, lift, and heels together. Okay. Once again, each side. Make sure that your body doesn't compensate. So especially when the leg comes back, don't let yourself tilt forward. As the leg comes forward, stay nice and straight. Out to the side. Don't tilt yourself away from the leg. That posture is really important. Okay, coming back into the middle. And then we're going to take the leg out to the front and then sweep it straight back. To the front, straight back. You have to do a little bend in the knee as you make that transition underneath so that it can fit, because we don't want to hike the hips as we make that transition. Now after a couple slide throughs front and back, we're going to start to lift the leg to the front, slide it back, lift the leg back. One more front and one more back. Join the heels together and then over to the left leg. Slide it front, slide it back. All right, let's add our little lift. Slide front, lift, slide back, and lift. Okay, one more time. Front and back. And then we'll come back over to the right side. We're going to slide front, lift the leg, bend the knee, tap the opposite knee, straighten, lower, slide back. Extend, lift, bend, touch the toe to the opposite knee, extend the leg, slowly lower it down. So that shifting back and forth is going to make it a little bit more challenging for your balance. Make sure that as you switch sides, you always come back to that starting position with the toes out. Let's do one more each side. Back into our ballet stance. Now we're going to take the leg back, bend the knee, flex the heel, point, lower, and bring the feet together. So we slide back, flex the ankle, point, and join. Really nice work. Down the back of the leg. Get nice and long as you point the toe. Join it together. Hug the inner thighs in. Length. Engage the hamstring and the glutes. Point. And slide together. Okay, other side. Slide the foot back. Flex the ankle. Point to lengthen and slide together. As you're doing this side with the leg to the back, make sure your torso doesn't start to slide forward. Stay standing up nice and straight. It's going to give you more work through the core too to bring yourself up. Straighten, join together, and then release. So that was our standing Pilates sequence, and I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you check out the other standing Pilates sequences and some of my yoga sequences as well.